Hi, hi, it's Nick on the 20th of August with my final thought on the whole idea of understanding and getting beyond resistance. So part of me feels like I'd love to give you a kind of sexy, kind of rallying call to finish this little mini-series on resistance. And I can give you lots of kind of tips, so what's the how-to of getting past resistance? And for me, the how-to is things like, making yourself accountable, making commitments, taking small steps, getting yourself support and encouragement, being of service, all sorts of things. I can give you lots of tips. And, when I think about it, I think, well, what is, if you like, my reality? What does my daily existence consist of? And the way that I've come to think of it is that, I got this phrase from somebody who I admire very much called Stephen Pressfield, and he talks about being in the trenches. And I see myself as very much somebody who's still in the trenches. I can't speak to you from a place of saying that I've cracked resistance and I have all the answers to it. I think what I've got to is I can't tell you how to beat your resistance for good, but what I can tell you is how to do your work in the face of your resistance. Whatever your work is, whatever creative, spiritual leadership work that is, I can kind of inspire you to do your work even when you're feeling resistance. And I think what happens then is that we expand our sense of confidence little by little. But here's the kind of bottom line tip. When I look back on all the things that I've done over the last 20 or 30 years that help me kind of show up creatively and show up in leadership, it's not very sexy really, it's just doing the work. It's just showing up every day and doing something. It's the habit of acting daily in the face of my fears. What I've done specifically in the last year or so is I've done daily broadcasts like this. Why? Because to me it's a symbol of showing up and beating my resistance on a daily basis. For about 3.5 years now, I think I have been putting little messages out on social media every day. Why? Because it's the daily habit of beating my resistance. I go out every morning pretty much to write for between 1 and 2 hours, whether it's a book or a program or just ideas that I'm throwing around in my consciousness. I do that every day. I show up to write every day. So for me, it's the act of consistently showing up every day. But not just every day in a way, every moment is a choice. Every moment's a choice between resistance and inspiration. And a lot of the time my resistance gets me, and some of the time my inspiration breaks through. So it's making that choice to say, I increase the number of moments in which I let inspiration win, and I do my best to reduce the number of moments that I let resistance win. And when resistance does win, I'm kind as much as I can be to myself. I'm compassionate and go, okay, resistance won. New moment here, new opportunity to choose love, to choose inspiration, to choose possibility. So in a way, it's not sexy. I wish I could say I have the answer to resistance. I don't. I have learned how to get beyond my resistance, but that doesn't mean I still don't have more of it. So I hope this is helpful, and I suppose the message I'd love to leave you with is resistance is beatable. There is something in me, there is something in you, there is something in each of us that is bigger and greater than our resistance. And in any moment we can access that. And my experience is that we access and release that bigger power within us by consistently acting in the face of our resistance, by habits, if you like, the habits of writing for me, the habits of broadcasting, the habits of publishing, by showing up consistently, habitually doing things that I feel resistance to doing. I have grown tremendously in self-confidence. Many of the things that I used to have resistance to, I don't have so much resistance to now, and I have new things that I have resistance to. So it's ongoing. I think, whilst we're still in the body, while we're still alive, we're always going to have fear and resistance. The question is, how much freer space do we have to operate in? And that's really my kind of rallying call to you, is you have the power to expand your area of operation, and you have that on a moment by moment, hour by hour basis. So exercise it, habitually show up. Okay, and a final rallying call might be, don't rob yourself and don't rob the world of you and what you've got. so many people would love what you've got. You are the answer to other people's prayers, and I think you get to feel better about yourself by, just getting through your resistance. You expand your self-esteem, you expand your power, you extend and expand your sense of self-respect, I think, because when we're caught in our own resistance, in my experience, we don't like ourselves that much. We're pretty tough on ourselves. So that's my rallying call. Thank you for watching this, and I'll be back tomorrow with another subject which I haven't decided yet. So God bless. Have a good day. Bye-bye.